Under my second lockdown, I've been watching some old art rant videos. Not surprising that this community is dead after the whole Spockter theory drama that happened in 2018 and the similar cases that spawned after it. Also, with some of the younglings still trying to be like the old Solar Sands, Blackbuster Critic, and similar channels, I can see why the art rant community is dead as a doornail. And having watched these videos, I've been getting a plethora of the dreaded "my art teacher hated me" rant videos. And to my dismay, some of these are quite recent. Holy shit, it's almost 2021 and I need to teach spiteful weebs what an art class is. Before I start, I want to make it clear I am against teachers and similar figures of authority harassing students, as it should never be the norm. But the videos I'm ranting about trivialize the matter because they're salty the teacher gave them an F on their piss poor Naruto recolor OC that they made in MS Paint. I'm going to be mentioning anime a lot in this video because that's what these videos water down to. There are a few things I want to go over before I get into the meat and potatoes of this rant. There are so many misconceptions about high school art class, and I see these weebs most likely believe these misconceptions upon picking the class, based on how annoyed they sound over not being allowed to draw what they want. Anime. And the most common misconception about high school art class is that art class is an easy A, and you can do whatever you want. Yeah, no, that's not true. If you look at the term art class, there is a key word you should easily recognize and understand. Class. As in a group of students being taught together by a teacher who has a lesson plan their students are obligated to follow in order to get a passing grade. You're making art class sound like a real schooling. I just broke it down for you. Despite popular belief, art class is not a break from your studies. It's an actual class where you have to do work the teacher gives you in order to get a passing grade. Yeah, I know. I was disappointed when learning that realization when I attended a life drawing class at my local art academy for the summer when I was 12. High school art classes are there to teach you how to draw, the fundamentals of the basics of drawing and the principles behind them, so you can improve your technique as an artist and be better prepared for when you take art classes at university or get a career as an artist. Again, not everyone is looking to get a career as an artist, but it won't hurt you to expand your knowledge and branch out your skills as an artist. You'll be a better artist if you have experience with different styles of art or learning different ways to make art rather than being stuck doing one thing. And the only way you can do that is if you do what your teacher tells you to do, which is follow the curriculum. One thing that really annoys me about these so-called rants is that these kids sometimes make it sound like their teachers are pushing their bias against anime on them, or they're making it sound like their teacher hates anime because they are racist. The bullshit about teachers being racist or biased towards anime stems from the misinterpretation of teachers saying anime is not a principle of art, which it isn't since it's made no vital movement in Western culture. These kids, in their videos, they're saying what they misinterpret the teacher as saying anime is not real art. And one girl got so offended, she said she actually brought one of her Studio Ghibli art books to school so she can show her teacher the book as a way of proving anime is indeed art. I'm going to make this easy to understand. If your teacher is discouraging you from drawing anime, it's not because they're racist who hate anime or they hate you for having a passion for something that you believe they're biased against. It's because they know what businesses will be looking for in portfolios, and it's not your yaoi collection. They also know it will be marked for examination, and it's not your Mary Sue, Gary Sue OC that's a blatant ripoff of your favorite character. Also, it's most likely you're just ignoring the curriculum to make your own stuff. Artists like Picasso are known for doing multiple styles and the meaning behind their work, and you'll never grow as an artist doing the same generic anime art style over and over.
But anime has different art styles.
Yeah, I know that. But how many of you who have drawn anime drew in the style of Panty and Stocking, Deadlies, Ping Pong, Flowers of Evil, or manga such as Beastars, The Girls from the Other Side, and literally anything done by Junji Ito? Most likely none of you. It's always the same generic mainstream anime art style teachers see as anatomically incorrect without any meaning or variation to it. I bet if you drew in the styles of the shows and books I have mentioned, I highly doubt your teacher would care considering these are different styles and can give you an opportunity to experiment using different mediums such as inks or watercolors. Like I said before, art classes are fundamentally there to teach you how to draw and not what style to draw in. It's about understanding the basics of drawing, the aspects of what makes a style work with shapes and colors, and the rules of drawing you need to learn in order to become a better skilled artist. Schools in Japan go by the same rules with their art classes, and it's not about filling a sketchbook with your half-naked waifu. If you want to draw anime, That's fine. Do it on your free time instead of ignoring what your art teacher asks you to do. Doing your assignments can help you improve that anime art, since anime requires a good amount of knowledge about drawing human anatomy in order to over-exaggerate it the way anime does. Sadly, these kids making these videos don't understand that, and they come up with the most egotistical dribble I have ever heard. Classics such as, "My teacher hated me because they were jealous I'm a much better artist than them." Oh, sweetie, if you come off or even tell your teacher you're more knowledgeable on the subject they're teaching you, you are literally giving them an open invitation to make your life in their class harder. Because, yeah, it's totally possible that a grown adult with decades of formal training and experience as an artist, who also might most likely have an art degree, is jealous of their high school age student who keeps drawing their carbon copy anime recolor OC with Dorito chins. Art teachers have more experience and credibility due to them having more formal training and education in the subject than their students. So claiming that your teacher hates you because you're a better artist makes you sound like an asshole. This is such a reach to justify you not doing what you're expected to do in class. Remember, art class is still a class, and teachers want their students to pass. Not just for their students' sake, but for themselves as well. It won't look very good on their part if they have a bunch of students fail their classes because a bunch of stubborn weeaboos act like they know what's better and ignore the work that they're asked to do in order to get a passing grade. Another common thing said in these videos is, "My art teacher hated me because they didn't let me draw when I wanted to draw." If all you want to do is draw anime, don't take art class. Especially a specific class like pottery or digital painting. Having this mindset of, "Oh, it's an art class, so I can draw whatever I want." No, if you're in an art class that's about something specific like digital painting, you're expected to do digital paint work. If you take pottery class, you're expected to make pottery. You know, things your teacher expects you to do in their class, it's not hard to figure out. If you take a specific type of art class, there will be restrictions to keep you focused on what the class is about. I was disappointed by this too when I took life drawing classes and was required to draw what was sitting on the table. A teacher's job is to make sure their students pass their classes. They know it will be marked in examination, and like I said, it's not your yaoi ship art. Teachers want what's best for their students, and they're not going to jeopardize their career by letting you draw only anime, especially if you take an art class that specifies a certain type of art like life drawing or pottery. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but the overall YouTube audience has a listening problem, so I'm saying it again. Your art teacher knows what employers and higher educations will be expecting in your portfolio, and it's not your yaoi collection or your fan characters. If you're building a portfolio, don't get offended when your teacher expresses that you need to do things other than anime. When signing up for art class, you may think you can do whatever since art is such a broad subject. Not really the case. As expressed before, teachers know what will work best for a portfolio and will give you a passing grade if you follow their curriculum. If you disagree, that shows how naive you are in that aspect. Learn what you are signing up for and stop making your teachers' jobs worse. Employers want adaptable artists, and you're not very adaptable if you refuse to accept that you have to do things you don't want to do. Artists are the first to complain that their occupations aren't taken seriously, and it's the art students who are the first to not take their classes seriously. Think about that the next time you set foot in your high school art class and see your teacher. You don't see videos about students whining that they're not doing certain equations in math or they want to learn Egyptian history and American history classes, are you? I even tried looking for those videos when I searched "my art teacher hated me." It's mostly petty art students complaining that they weren't allowed to draw anime. If you're so desperate to do your weeb art that you'll embarrass yourself in front of the whole class by arguing with your teacher, go to the higher ups. Teachers are told by the Board of Education what to teach their students, meaning if you don't like the curriculum, it's not your teacher's fault. Better yet, stop acting like a brat and do your assignments. Art class is another class you get graded in. It's not playtime. Do the work that's expected of you. You might actually learn something.